Judy Greer, Pete Holmes, thank you so much for stopping by USA Today.
Thank you for
Thanks for having us.
Take it all in, Pete. Take
Here
it all
we
in.
are at USA right this very moment.
Yeah.
Today.
Here
Yes.
it is today.
For as long as I can remember, our little town has loved Christmas. And nothing is more important than our annual Christmas pageant.
Did I see a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh
Is this-
my God, one in the two big donuts, huh? That's a hundo.
I know, that's
a
really
one
good.
to everybody.
Two big donuts.
One in the two big donuts, they call that.
Oh.
Rotten Tomatoes is paying me to get that started. So if we could get that
not
to trend,
true.
hashtag one in
But
the two big donuts.
It's
it
very
make-
exciting.
Does it
It
make
is.
promoting the film a little easier when you know that people actually are enjoying
Look,
it?
Judy's been in a few stinkers. This woman can't stop working, and if you do that much,
She
one
really
out of
can't,
every
by the way. Oh my
five-
goodness.
I know.
She's
so-
busy. She's
tell you
busier than
though.
both of us
That's
combined.
1,000. That's right.
I have to say, like, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, it's
but
true.
I feel like I look at Rotten Tomatoes when I'm going to go see a movie. Like, if I want to go see a movie, I'm a sucker I look at Rotten Tomatoes and I see what the score is, and like that does
Yeah.
influence me. So to actually be in a movie that
Is
today,
hundo.
knock on wood, is 100 on Rotten Tomatoes,
One
I
and
am
two
like, oh
big.
my God, if I wasn't in this movie, I would go see this movie.
Oh no. Did somebody die?
It's worse than that, son.
It's going to be the best Christmas pageant ever.
When is the first time that you came in contact with this film, book, play?
Didn't
Did
know
you
the
read-
book.
Didn't know the book?
I
Didn't
second
know
that.
the book.
Okay.
Second that.
Didn't know the book. More of a Goosebumps household.
Now you're talking my language.
Really?
Yes. Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
choose
know.
your own
Outside,
adventure.
yeah.
These are our books. But I read the script.
Sweet Valley High.
I cried. I really did. It's a very, very touching story. And it's a story, I know this is going to sound canned, but it's real. Stories about letting the other in and folding other people into your community, not just to tolerate them, but to celebrate them. And that is the spirit of Christmas, and that is a message that we need more and more. So I'm reading the script and just alone bawling my eyes out. And then I watched the movie, and Dallas and Judy did an amazing job translating that message onto the screen. So it's not just
As
like,
did you.
can
As did you.
hold for sound, Judy, one more time, please.
As did you.
We got it, clean. That's a wrap. Thank you.
It's not.
You know, there are movies that approach Christmas in a different way. Some are very like, what's it like being a family at Christmas? Some are, you know,
Having
more.
a lot of family at Christmas, like a broken family. Get the exact present that the
Yeah, I was
child
going to say
wants.
the materialistic Christmas story. Nothing
yes,
wrong
yes.
with it.
Right.
Like the
Yeah.
jingle all the way. Like I need to get the toy. We're not doing that. We're going for like touch your heart, cry, and I'll say this as a courtesy: this movie makes you cry, and then gives you a good 12 minutes more
Yeah.
to do the dry off, so
Yeah,
you can keep
before
looking.
you know, when you get out of the theater, and you're like,
Composed.
oh, that was fun.
Yeah. I didn't cry. It was fine.
No, it was fine.
It was fine.
It's a really good movie.
It's so good.
I'd never heard about anything at all about it, unless I've forgotten. But like in my childhood, like pageants weren't a thing. The best Christmas pageant ever, the original book was not a thing. So the first time I had any introduction to it was reading the script, and then I had a meeting with Dallas, and he's like, his passion for this movie, Dallas Jenkins, our director, he also produced it. He directed it. His passion for this movie was very infectious. And so after I had my meeting with him, and he was so excited and believed so strongly in this project and wanted me to play this role. And it was like hugely flattering to be asked by someone who loves the story so much and has been wanting for literally a decade to make this movie, ask me to be in it. And then I was like, well, obviously I'm going to do it. And then I read the book, and then I was like, oh my gosh. I also really love that he kept the screenplay, like it's so true to the book, and so many people love this book. It's so beloved and
Yeah.
cherished, and people always ask me like, well, does Imogene still smoke a cigar? And I'm like, yes. And like, does this still happen? I'm like, yes. He really kept it to the book.
Yeah.
And
Which is a little, you know, when you see it, you're like, that must be in the book.
Yeah.
Because there's a little girl smoking a cigar.
which, by the way, even when I saw it at the premiere, I was like, oh gosh, we really did have her actually. Because I was like, well, she must not actually smoke it. She's
You
probably
can
just
tell
holding
it's
it.
digital. The exhale's digital. I don't even need
But that's
confirmation.
not the
That's
point.
digital.
The point is that there is
I
like
could ask
on
somebody. Not
screen
gonna
there is
ask.
a child smoking a cigar, and I was like, that is actually very bold.
It is bold. Bold
regardless
flavor.
of it being digital or not.
It's definitely digital.
Yes, it's digital,
For
but
legal
the point
reasons.
is
that kid's gonna get hooked on cigars.
I'm not quite sure what's gonna happen. Maybe that's not a bad thing. Because Mary and Joseph weren't so sure either.
Pete, you mentioned that you cried when you read the script. Was there one part where you started like, oh my goodness, like you lost it?
Well,
Or
yeah,
maybe
it's
the
at
first
the
part?
end. It's at the end. It's not a spoiler. This movie is building. You hear that in Hollywood a lot, third act problems. Like movies start strong and then they kind of fizzle out at the end. This movie is absolutely consistent throughout and just builds and builds and builds and builds and has this incredibly satisfying finale that I would say, I'd like, you know how they do in horror movies, the scream cam? Everyone's like, ah! You know, in the night vision. I'd like to see that, but for like parents, just being like,
Making the I'm not gonna sneeze or cry face.
yeah. And then the big thing for me is like you need to mark Christmas. You need to mark the holidays. Meaning, sometimes, some years it's been January and I'm like, we had a Christmas? You know what I mean? You gotta see the movies, you gotta have the traditions, you gotta mark the occasion, otherwise, you know, the year just sort of blurs into one big goo. And that's what I think this movie is great for. It's the true spirit of Christmas. It's the true spirit of family and inclusion and love. I'd even say loving your neighbor, but also a lot of laughs as well.
Judy, you're reuniting with Jennifer Gardner.
I am.
On her Apple TV Plus show.
Yes.
The Last Thing He Told Me. How do you
Yes.
feel about reuniting with Jen, who I know you guys have been friends for now, what, decades?
There's nothing better than getting paid to hang out with one of your favorite people in the world. So that's how I feel about it. I'm like, great. Yeah, we're really excited.
Jen Garner has been liking posts that I'm in. I see
Well,
liked by Jen Garner.
She might be
Then
a
I
fan
click on it.
of Pete
I
Holmes.
click on it. No follow.
Wow.
I'll talk to her about it.
She's a like, no follow?
I don't know, man.
It's that whole collab thing on Instagram now. She
Yeah,
probably
you're
doesn't even
right. She
realize
doesn't
that.
even know.
Yeah, doesn't even know.
I don't know. She's pretty savvy.
Oh, that's
I see. You think it's on purpose.
She's
I'm being
pretty
snubbed.
I would like to say about the movie, I am incredibly proud of it. It is, sometimes when you're on set making a movie, you think it's going to be one thing and it's another, and it can be another in a great way, sometimes it's another in a disappointing way. Like this one is exactly what Dallas said he wanted it to look like, to feel like, to play like, and the feedback so far from audiences is exactly what Dallas wanted.
One double donut.
It's really, really hard to make a movie these days, to have it come out in the theater and to like have your vision completely realized. And like, I'm proud of Dallas, I'm proud of us. And I think the movie is like really special, and I'm really excited that we have a theatrical release.
Can you say that shorter?
Never. You
None
know
of that
me.
was usable.
It is.
Good movie. See it. Dallas, great job. Judy, that would be more like
Usually.
holiday time, funny
insults
laugh,
me
to think
family.
you're the
early.
podcast host. You think you'd be the one that
no,
would
I
be.
know, but this one,
It's still usable.
it's a slow gas leak over here.
And with that, we'll say goodbye. Thank you so much for having
Merry
us.
Christmas.
You guys are great. Thank you so much for stopping by USA Today.